Haha, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We're going to talk about 2020 so far in a nutshell. So, for me, 2020 started out as a year that was going to be based around me traveling more, me road tripping more, me hanging out with friends, and going to more like sporting events and concerts and just hanging out with cool people, because the previous year I didn't hang out as much as I would like. So the first thing I did was go to a Machine Head concert at the House of Blues in Orlando on January 28th. And the person I went with at that time, she wanted to wear like a face covering, kind of like you'd see in Mad Max. And the concert vendor people there was like, nah, you can't do that. But at that time, COVID-19 was in its infancy, right? People in China had the disease, and here in America and around the world, nobody was talking about COVID-19. So she took it off, and we enjoyed the show for what it was. It was one of the baddest shows I've seen in a very long time. I didn't know a lot of the band's music, but I wanted to go to the concert because the concert itself was only $20 US. So you can't go wrong for spending $20 to go see a 3-hour show. And then what Machine Head was doing, they were doing at the last hour of their set, they were doing Metallica covers. They were also implementing covers from Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, and they were just putting on a really cool ass show. So for a 3-hour show, it was very nice. Then I was gonna go in March 16th, which was a Sunday. I think it was March 14th. I was gonna go to Tampa, Florida, with my buddy Nick, and we were gonna go see our very first ever XFL football game. And to be honest, that was before really the pandemic really smacked us in the face. We heard of these lockdowns, and we heard of events starting to close down because of the lockdown, but I didn't know if that would happen or if it would just be something that we would hear. But I thought, okay, my events will not get locked down, won't get shut down, and we'll have the ability, guys, to actually go to these events. And that's what I assumed. I would have the ability to go to these shows and enjoy the shows for what they were. The first thing that happened was I kept hearing on social media that certain concerts, certain things were closing. And the very first concert here in America that was closed was South by Southwest, which is a very big music festival here in the United States. And that is a music festival that takes place in Austin, Texas. So when they closed their doors, they said temporary close, and then they said permanently close. Then people were like, what else is going to be closed? Then the music festival Coachella. Coachella is the biggest EDM music festival. I think there is some rap that does play there, but I think it's in the desert of California, out in Palm Springs. And it is one of the biggest EDM festivals, because I think most of the music that's there is EDM and alternative music. There's no like rock or metal, right? So Coachella canceled, and I was like, that's still terrible, but my show's still going to continue. So what happened was I waited, and about 2 days before my show on Friday, the football game, they canceled the season, and now that season is no longer going to happen. The XFL went out of business. I think there's some talks of, let's say, Fox Sports or ESPN picking it up, because it was something that was good. It was actually doing really good. It was really good, high-energy football, and I watched every game. I watched it religiously because I started to fall in love with football again, because sometimes the NFL gets a little stale. And these were young players that were playing their ass off, and it looked like they were playing because they loved the sport, right? And then we come to the Killswitch Engage show. It was March 16th, which I think was a Wednesday. I think it was March 16th, which is a Wednesday. It was going to be Killswitch Engage, Light the Torch. So I would have been able to see two badasses, Jesse from Killswitch Engage and former singer Howard Jones, which I've always been a big fan of. And it would have been Light the Torch, Killswitch Engage, and also the band August Burns Red. And it was going to be the same person that I went to the Skillet show with. I went to the Machine Head concert with. Me and her were starting to be like concert buddies. We would go to concerts every now and then. So she was like, is the show canceled? And then I kept hearing rumblings on social media because I follow a group that talks about metal music, and it's just metal music related. And they posted an article saying this show is canceled. So I called up the Ticketmaster company that had the tickets and said, hey, is Killswitch Engage show canceled? And they said all major festivals and concerts and sporting events are canceled worldwide. And I was like, really? Worldwide? And she said, yes. And then around, I think it was March 18th, my gym closed and they closed their doors. And then I started hearing rumblings. I think it was around March 19th. Florida decided at the end of March, I think it was like March 28th, they said, hey, we got to lock the city down. Only basic essential workers are allowed to be out. And basic essential workers were only the ones that were allowed to go to work. And that was basically grocery store workers, medical people, police officers and fire department, and people who work in like Amazon or FedEx or something like that, and the truck drivers. So in April, I would drive every day to work at 3 in the morning. I would get up at about 1:45, 2 o'clock. I would cook some breakfast, get in my car at around 2:20, and then haul ass to work. And it was the weirdest thing because all the highways, all the major roadways would be empty. And you say, well, it's 3 in the morning, of course. And I would get off at 1:45 in the afternoon. And when I was driving home every day, I would either go through the downtown area, through the city of Jacksonville, Florida, which I now know is 900,000 people. And we looked it up online, and my friend said it was over 900,000 people live in the city of Jacksonville, Florida, right? So going every day from a major roadway that's always constantly busy with thousands of cars every day to basically being the only car on the highway gave you really eerie feelings. And from around the world, you'd see from California, you would see Italy, you'd see like major highway systems shut down with no cars, no nothing. It was like very weird feeling, like you would see no cars, no nothing, and you'd be like, this is odd. This is very odd to see no cars, no nothing on the streets, and the cities were quiet, and there was nobody even around the world out. And it was a very odd situation. You would type in on Google or YouTube, whatever, and be like, Hong Kong, and you look at their cities, it would be massive metropolitan cities with no cars, no nothing. So from April to May, I worked 50 hours a week, every week. The paychecks were phenomenal. I was getting like $4,000, $5,000 a month. Cause I was getting like $800. I was getting like $900 every Friday. It was bonkers. I was like, I wish I was making this money every week, baby. And now, almost August, or it is August 1st. It was July, August. Now it's August 1st, 2020. And society kind of here in Florida has reopened up. You can still go to a little bit of restaurants here and there, but it's very hit and miss. So you might call a place and they'll go, we only do curbside pickup. Or they might have you be able to get into the restaurant and sit down, but there'll be one person on this side of the room, one on the other side. Like the GameStop, they only allow 2 people in at a time. So society in 2020 has gone very weird because personally, I used to hang out with my friend Jessica all the time. We used to go to hockey games every Thursday or every Wednesday and Thursday. We'd go to hockey games all the time. I would buy, let's say, lunch for us to hang out, and then she would buy beer at the sporting event, and we would just hang out. And one thing I miss is this dude at the sporting events that always be like, cold beer, get your cold beer. It's really, really cold beer. You don't want to miss this cold beer. It's very delicious. It'll keep you hydrated. And the guy was pretty cool. He was doing his job, and he did it very well. So, as of, like I said, July and August, it's been a very weird situation. You call people, you hit people up. People don't want to hit you up. They don't want to hang out. Now they're implementing face masks everywhere, and now they're saying you got to wear goggles with the face mask. And a lot of people are just scared to shit to even go out and do anything. You're like, hey, you want to go to the mall? Nah, I don't want to go there. You want to go out and get a taco? Nah, I don't want to leave my house. I don't want to go anywhere. And you're like, dude, okay, I get it. You're scared. You're in fear and panic. I understand why people are in fear and panic, but you got to let that fear and panic go away, because the stress levels that you go up to when you get fear and panic, you actually cause yourself to get sick. So for myself, 2020 was supposed to be the year I went and did things and traveled more and went to Atlanta on a road trip, went to North Carolina in the wintertime to go see the snow. I was planning all this shit out, and now it's like I can't do this stuff. Is it going to happen in 2021? I hope to God 2021 goes back to the way it used to be, because come on now, son. This is getting sick and disgusting. I see so many people depressed, so many people sad, so many people just in fear. You go to the store and you go, they run because they think you got the coronavirus. It's like, dog, I've had a cough. Or you go, I have COPD. I'm a smoker. I have COPD. People don't want to hear that. They just don't believe you could have COPD, or you could have some hacker's cough and smoking, or you have a common sneeze. They freak out and run. So 2020, like I said, is a very weird thing. So let me know how your 2020 is going. 2020 for me is the best it can be. I'm still working. I still have a job. I still get to hang out with the cool-ass dudes that I hang out with at work. They're making my life kind of good, because we get to socialize and talk music and just shoot the breeze while we're at work. But overall, I just hope 2021 hurries up and we can get back to life. So as always, guys, that is my take on what my 2020 is so far. I wish I could go to Key West. I would want to see the New Orleans Saints live in New Orleans. I would definitely want to go see New Orleans. I want to go to see the snow when it comes snow season. But as always, guys, that's my whole take on 2020 right now. It's probably not the most fun and exciting story, but that's how I feel about my 2020. So as always, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm out here in fucking 100-degree weather, so you got to smash that like button, because it is 60% humidity and I'm sweating bullets.